On a warm summer morning in July 1982, a young fisherman named Steven Callahan set out into the Atlantic Ocean alone. He was experienced, confident, and prepared for what he expected to be an ordinary voyage. The sea was calm, the sky was clear, everything seemed perfect. But within days, his life would become one of the most extraordinary survival stories ever recorded. Steven was sailing across the Atlantic in a small boat. He enjoyed the freedom of being alone on the open ocean. There were no crowds, no noise, and no distractions. Just him, his boat, and thousands of miles of endless water. Then, one night, everything changed. A sudden impact shook the boat violently. Steven was thrown awake. Water was rushing inside. Somewhere in the darkness, the hull had been damaged. The boat was sinking. There was no time to think, no time to panic. Steven grabbed emergency supplies and launched a small inflatable life raft into the raging sea. Within minutes, he watched his sailboat disappear beneath the waves. Everything he owned was gone. Now he was alone in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, floating on a life raft barely larger than a small room. There was no rescue ship in sight, no nearby land, no way to call for help. At first, Steven believed someone would find him quickly. A day passed, then another, then a week. No one came. The reality of his situation began to sink in. If he wanted to survive, he would have to rely entirely on himself. Food became his first challenge. His emergency rations were limited and carefully measured. Every bite had to count. Every drop of water mattered. Under the scorching sun, dehydration became a constant threat. Fortunately, he had a small device that allowed him to collect rainwater. Whenever dark clouds appeared, he prayed for rain. Every storm became both a danger and a blessing. The storms brought fresh water, but they also brought giant waves that could destroy his fragile raft at any moment. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The loneliness was overwhelming. There was no one to talk to. No voices. No human contact. Only the endless sound of wind and waves. To stay mentally strong, Steven created routines. Every morning, he inspected his raft. He checked his equipment. He recorded observations and planned for the day. These simple habits helped him maintain hope, but survival was becoming harder. His food supplies were running out, so he learned to fish, using handmade tools and incredible patience. He caught small fish from the ocean. Sometimes he was successful, sometimes he wasn't. Every meal became a victory. Every fish meant another day alive. As time passed, Steven noticed something unexpected. The ocean was full of life. Schools of fish swam beneath his raft. Seabirds occasionally appeared overhead. Even dolphins visited from time to time. These brief encounters reminded him that he was not completely alone. Yet the greatest challenge remained hope. Several times, ships appeared on the horizon. His heart raced every time. He waved. He signaled. He did everything he could to attract attention. But the ships never saw him. One by one, they disappeared into the distance. Each missed opportunity felt devastating. For many people, this would have been the moment to give up. But Steven refused. He focused on a single goal. Survive today, not tomorrow, not next week, just today. If he could survive one more day, then he would worry about the next day when it arrived. That mindset kept him alive. After more than 2 months adrift, Steven's body had changed dramatically. He had lost a significant amount of weight. His skin was damaged by the relentless sun. His energy was fading, but his determination remained stronger than ever. Then, on the 76th day, something incredible happened. A group of fishermen spotted a strange object floating in the ocean. As they moved closer, they realized it was a life raft, and inside was a man who had been lost at sea for 76 days. Against all odds, Steven Callahan was finally rescued. He had drifted across a vast stretch of the Atlantic Ocean and survived one of the longest solo survival ordeals in modern history. Experts later studied his experience. Many were amazed not only by how he survived physically, but by how he survived mentally. His story became a powerful example of human resilience, a reminder that survival is often more about mindset than strength. Years later, Steven reflected on his incredible journey. He spoke about fear, hope, loneliness, and determination. But perhaps the most important lesson was simple. No matter how impossible a situation may seem, giving up guarantees failure. Continuing forward, one small step at a time, keeps the possibility of survival alive. For 76 days, surrounded by nothing but open ocean, Steven Callahan chose hope. And that decision saved his life.